The 18-year Conservative rule over Britain came to an end almost exactly to the day 18 years after it had started, because on May the 1st, 1997, an uncharacteristically or unstereotypically sunny day, spring day in Britain, Tony Blair led his allegedly reformed and transformed New Labour Party to a landslide victory over the embattled Conservative Prime Minister John Major's Conservatives. John Major had been in trouble for most of his second term as Prime Minister following the pound devaluation crisis in the autumn of 1992, several ministerial and even backbencher resignations and scandals. And in the summer of 1995, he had even abruptly resigned his position and stood for re-election. He had only received 3 votes more than was his minimum private target for staying in office, even though his challenger, the Secretary for Wales, John Redwood, was a virtual unknown to the wider British electorate. And by the autumn of 1996, the Conservatives had lost their parliamentary majority. Despite the major political turnaround or realignment in this election, only 71.3% of the eligible British voters bothered to show up at the polls. The Labour Party received 43.2% of the vote, or some 13,518,000, and got 418 seats out of 659. The Conservatives were, to quote the defeated Prime Minister John Major, comprehensively defeated, with just 30.7% of the vote and 165 seats. The Liberal Democrats received 16.8% of the vote and 46 seats. At 43, Tony Blair became one of the youngest British Prime Ministers ever, if not the youngest.